For most of my life, I thought there was something broken about me because I'd been single all of my life. And like any other single person at one point or another, I looked for advice online. And I learned through a bunch of videos the key to manifesting a healthy, loving relationship is self-love. And it made complete sense to me. So I tried practicing self-love. But soon I discovered that even if I gave myself the most relaxing day ever, took nature walks, splurged on myself, bought my favorite foods, improved my appearance, or all the self-love affirmations I told myself, I just couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel love for myself. So I came to the conclusion that maybe there was something wrong with me. Maybe I am incapable of loving myself. And it was a bit off-putting, but I set it aside and went on with my life. Until the past few months, a series of events happened, and I finally understood why self-love felt so alien to me all of my life. Like, how come everyone else seems to be able to feel it, but I couldn't? And the reason was, I didn't know what love actually was from the very beginning. So when I was trying to practice self-love, I was using a concept of love that I had learned all of my life, but it turns out that love was not actually love. And that's why I didn't feel anything, why I didn't feel love. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what happened to shift my concept of what love actually is, how to love yourself when you can't, and how my life changed after learning how to actually love myself. So first, let's talk about the process of letting go of love, because this is important. And I hadn't ever really gone through this phase of life before because I had never been in a relationship. So I kind of ended up missing that part of life. But I do believe this process of letting go of the idea of love, what you want or need in love, or one's attachment to love, it all comes down to how one processes heartbreak. Because even though I figure probably everyone absolutely hates the experience of having one's heart broken, I do believe heartbreak is an important part of life. It is kind of necessary for you to grow and expand, for you to shed old beliefs and identities that no longer are aligned to you so that you can go on to a healthier and more aligned version of love and life. But because I had never been in a relationship before, I had no idea about love at all. What beliefs do I actually have? How am I actually in a romantic relationship? Do I lose myself in a relationship, or can I actually stay authentically myself? I didn't know any of that. I didn't know about love at all. That was until February 14th of 2026. That was the day I ended up letting go of love. Coincidentally on Valentine's Day. I don't know why, but I came across a song through my YouTube feed, the algorithm, and it was a breakup song. It's covered by Dimash and called Ikanaide, which means don't go in Japanese. But I thought it was beautifully sung, so I replayed it over and over and over again that entire day, until I kind of ended up becoming one with that song and felt absolutely heartbroken. I started thinking about my non-existent love life, how nobody really liked me, and I realized I didn't want to live my life like this anymore, so I ended up letting go of love. Letting go of love feels like giving it up. I don't want it anymore. For me, I chose God, light, oneness over love. I gave it away to God instead of holding on to it because obviously I wasn't really good at this whole love thing anyways, I realized. And it was after that day that everything shifted for me. I didn't want love anymore, but coincidentally, that was when new information and ideas just started to flow into my life about what love actually was. And that's when I learned how to unconditionally love myself. First, you must realize that you are everything. You are the entire expanse of this universe. So in this life, you will feel so many emotions, go through so many different phases of life, and become a completely new version of yourself over and over and over again. The you that is happy and the you that is sad, the you that is rich and the you that is poor, the you that is hardworking and the you that is lazy, the you that is kind and the you that is angry and mean, so on and so forth, for every facet of life. I am everything, but I didn't allow myself to be everything. I told myself I would love myself with a bunch of conditions. When I became successful, I would love myself. I'd love myself when I was kind and pleasant to be around. I would love myself when I was a certain weight and had clear skin. So many conditions I could not meet most of the time. And never being able to meet those conditions and not being able to recognize all the conditions I even put myself under in the first place, I grew an unhappy, unloved version of myself within me that I ignored. I didn't mean to ignore it. I didn't even know that part of me existed. But eventually I learned to see it, because one's inner world eventually manifests into the external reality. And the way I experienced this was I kept manifesting situations and patterns in life where I felt unloved, or love simply didn't enter my life. I guess that was the big one. But essentially, this all happened because there was a forgotten, unloved version of myself that was trying to get my attention. That part of me, hidden deep within my subconscious, was yelling at me over and over again in life, "Please see me, notice me." But I just kept ignoring it for most of my life. But yes, basically it's important to notice the negative patterns that keep happening in your life and practice seeing and accepting yourself over and over again. The part of oneself that you kind of ended up ignoring or suppressing all of your life. And doing this finally unlocked being able to finally love myself. And this is not an easy thing to do. It takes awareness and practice, and it's very complex. I unfortunately can't go through all the patterns in this one video because that's a lot and it differs between people. But I am trying to create videos on how to do this for different patterns, so stay tuned for that. However, one important aspect of self-love I do think is crucial and may help a lot of you out there who are having trouble loving yourself is this. Let's talk about how to process self-hatred, because I think this is a tricky one. And the reason for this is because society has kind of conditioned us to avoid self-hatred. And it tends to keep us stuck in a loop of self-hatred that is hard to break. So I'm going to go over it in this video, or at least how I process it. Self-hatred, I realized, is like a feeling. The way I like to see it is that it's like anger towards oneself. So you have to allow yourself to feel it in order to process it. The mistake I was making all of my life was I was stopping the processing of it. I would tell myself in my head, it's bad to hate yourself. Stop it. No, don't hate yourself. Love yourself instead. I'd sort of try to bypass it. So since I was never fully processing it, the self-hatred just was always kind of there like background noise, or it kept getting bigger and bigger in the subconscious. Once I realized that self-hatred was an emotion and I just had to process it like any other emotion and I can allow myself to feel it, that was super helpful for me. So yeah, it's okay to hate yourself. It's not bad to hate yourself. If this phrase triggers a negative response within you, just feel those feelings and accept those feelings as they come up. Like, give that version of you a hug. It's okay to hate yourself. It is human, and it is okay. Accept yourself just as you are, self-hatred and all. Also, another thing I did was release the self-hatred out of me. Because likely if you haven't been processing self-hatred for a long time, you're kind of filled up with it. So you have a lot of it pent up within you. So what I did to release it is to get it out by writing it all out. There was a specific day when my self-hatred was really rearing its head, and that's when I decided to use stream of consciousness writing to get it all out. Stream of consciousness writing is when you write your unedited thoughts onto paper. In this case, this is where you just let all your self-hatred thoughts come out through writing. And as you do this, you become aware of these thoughts coming out of you. So after writing it all out to your heart's content, you simply accept all those things that come out of you. Tell yourself it's okay and it's not bad. You can give that version of you a hug. And afterwards, you can just throw that page out. I personally also repeated this process one extra day. You can repeat it however many times you want. But the second day I did this, the amount of self-hatred thoughts that came out was significantly smaller, and there were some positive notes about myself mixed in, like stuff about myself I actually liked about me. So yeah, you should notice the self-hatred thoughts within you get less and less the more you release it. It's essentially like venting, just without the other person listening to you vent. Instead, you are the one becoming aware of what is within you. So yeah, now let's talk about what changes I noticed after learning how to love myself. First, I learned to center my attention more on my heart, my feelings. Before, I would ignore my feelings a lot until they got to a point where they were just super loud and I couldn't ignore them anymore. Or I was facing a big decision in life, and then that's when I would pay attention to how I felt. But now I always pay attention to how my heart feels. Even the smallest feelings I listen to and I try to be aware of. And this has definitely changed a lot for me because it has allowed myself to be more connected to what I actually desire in life and what actually fulfills me and makes me happy. I am now connected more to that side of me. Whereas before, I kind of didn't know what I desired or even what I wanted in life. Like it was kind of all over the place. Now I can intentionally use my mind to provide everything my heart desires or use my wisdom to take care of my heart and my feelings, to hold all of my feelings. And learning how to do this has helped me learn how to truly take care of myself. And for me, I think this is the true self-care I was looking for all along. Second, before I thought feeling love would be easy. Like it'd just be a feeling that pop up within myself if I gave myself the right conditions, became the best version of myself, had the proper self-care routine, and told myself the right affirmations, things like that. But I realized it didn't work like that, at least for me. Love can be a feeling, but it is more of a state of being. The more you accept yourself and are able to hold all your feelings, you simply embody love. I wouldn't say I'm in this state all the time, but the days that I am, it feels like love is everywhere. No matter what I do, where I am, or even if I'm not doing anything in particular, I can shift my focus into this abundant love that is everywhere. It's like I enter a flow state with love. Yeah, it's a beautiful experience that I am grateful for when I do have it. However, I realize that I am only able to access this state the more I stay in tune with all of my feelings and process them. So my priority isn't really entering this state. It happens if it happens. My priority instead is always attuning myself to my heart and tending to it. Processing my emotions and accepting myself just as I am, for everything that I am. Not to say everyone will have this exact experience, but I do believe this really helped me unlock more self-love into my life. And yeah, I just wanted to share what I personally experienced with you all. But yeah, that is everything I have learned about how to truly love myself. And I hope this knowledge may help any of you out there who are in a similar situation to how I was in the past. Feel free to share in the comment section how you like to incorporate self-love and self-care into your own life. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye!